Hey there. You have probably heard of putting a protection of bubble around yourself. A protection of bubble. A bubble of protection around yourself. And that is something that I have practiced for a long time. And what has evolved for me over the length of time I've been practicing it is that I don't do a bubble of protection. And you'll hear a lot of I've seen it written and I've heard it a lot of times that if your vibration's high enough, you don't need a bubble of protection because with the law of magnetism, aka the law of attraction, those things that you would need protection from don't affect you, right? You're vibing in a different dimension, and I hesitate to say that because I know it brings up a lot of questions, and I then feel myself wanting to answer all those questions. But anyway, the law of magnetism, you wouldn't necessarily need protection, right? Because you're not attracting things you would need protection from. And then I've heard the reverse too. And by the way, both of these are like true. Yes, it is and it is. If you're putting up a bubble of protection, then the law of magnetism is attracting things to you that you need protection from. So what I have, what's evolved for me, what's expanded for me, is that I don't do a bubble of protection. I do a bubble of transmutation. Oh, and I do want to go back and say, as humans, it's natural that no matter where you're vibing at, you're going to come into situations that provide you with opportunities to continue to expand, which can be situations that you may dip back down in your vibration so that you can come into awareness that, oh yes, okay, this feels heavy, this feels dense, I want to get back to this point, whatever. So it's natural. What I'm saying is it's human nature to ebb and flow, to dip and it's kind of like a roller, whatever. Tangents. Back to my point. I don't do a bubble of protection. I do a bubble, or I don't even like using the word shield. That doesn't vibe. That doesn't feel aligned for me. There's a lot of words I use depending on how I'm feeling that day. Today it was like an orb of transmutation. So if you've never done this before, what you can do is you just definitely want to feel grounded and centered. So you can feel the support of the seat beneath you or the ground beneath you, whether you're sitting, standing. It's a beautiful gift. Gravity is a beautiful gift to us. It supports us. It holds us to the earth and supports us to the earth. And just tuning into that sensation in your body, that sensation of gravity supporting and holding you to the earth, can help you to ground. And then I like to just, so I'm feeling grounded. Take a deep breath in, fill my lungs, put my hands on my heart, and that really helps to center me. And now that I'm in that grounded, centered state, you can command this. You can command it. You can command anything you want. I command the orb of transmutation, and I can feel it coming up right now. The orb of transmutation around my body. Anything, and I always love to fill. I love to fill my orbs or my bubbles, whatnot, whatever I'm calling it that day. I love to fill it with a frequency. The frequency that I have continuously gone to, that just it feels like my vibe, is I love pink with gold glitter. That's just been usually my go-to for many, many years. And sometimes it's purple. Right now I'm actually feeling like a purpley turquoise and kind of a plasma purpley turquoise. So like an iridescence energy filling that orb of transmutation. And I set the intention. I command the intention that any dense heaviness, any densities or negativity is another word that's commonly used. Density resonates better with me. Any densities that I experience in my personal human form here, I set the intention that as they are released, as I release them, or as they emanate from me, because sometimes we're not conscious about it, right? So as it is emanating from me, or I intentionally release it, that it is transmuted as it moves through that orb of transmutation out into the rest of the world. It's transmuted for the highest good of all. And then I also set the intention, I command I give the command that anything that passes from others, from the outside world, through my orb of transmutation towards me is also transmuted. Anything that is not helpful, only things that are for my highest good are going to pass through. Now, I do want to, this may be another little tangent, but sometimes things that feel heavy are also for our highest good. It's helping us it's helping set a balance of energies. Okay, that will be a little tangent, so I'll just leave it at that. So now I've set my orb of transmutation around me, and I'm not going to do that quite yet. I do want to say that something that came through for me this morning that has not come through before is incorporating sacred geometry into my orb of transmutation. So to start simple, you could imagine a circle in your body. And when you look at geometry written on a piece of paper, it's like 2D, right? It's flat. But in real life, if you were to see that object, it's like 3D, 4D. It's got several different facets to it. And when I think of a circle in my body, for example, for sacred geometry, it actually is like it's 3D, and every sacred geometry has a frequency of vibration to it, and that just thinking of that in my body causes that, holding that intention, commanding that sacred geometry in my body, results in the emanation of that frequency. So it helps you to calibrate to that sacred geometry so that then your body is vibing at that frequency. So circle is a simple one. Even if you can't see it in 3D, just picture a circle. It's going to work for you no matter what. And you'll get to the point in practicing it that you'll be able to like see it more in 3D, 4D. Triangle is another good sacred geometry to consider, to picture. Pyramids are super activating sacred geometries. And actually, a single point is like the seed, where collapsing timelines, when you're focused, the whole double slit experiment, when a mind is focused on something, it collapses the waves of potential to concentrate on that focus. And if you focus on a single point in your body, which is also super activating, it could be your heart, just focusing on your heart, or focusing on a little dot, imagining a little dot in your heart is going to cause your awareness and your consciousness to zero in on that point. And as it zeroes in on that point, it's going to expand. And it's so cool to try this, or to do this. I do this a lot in meditations with different chakras and things like that to activate them. But when you focus on that point, you'll start to really get centered on it, and then it'll be like, and it expands the energy all around it. So that's another thing you can do as you are setting your orb of transmutation. The one that I practice with today is actually Metatron's cube, which is a more advanced sacred geometry that includes all of the platonic solids, which include all of the sacred geometries. I don't want to say all, like it could include more, or it could include, there's probably a lot more sacred geometries that aren't in Metatron's cube, but it includes a lot of them, because we never know what we don't know, and things are always expanding, so nothing is like finite. Okay, so I feel energized by my orb of intention. The last thing orb of transmutation, the last thing not the last thing. The last thing I'm going to leave you with, but one thing that I do as I'm setting my orb of transmutation is activating it and helping it expand with light language. So I'll do a little expansion activation here for you. It's helping me to settle in a little more too. Ayakora anakiara, ayakora anakiara, ayakora anakiara, ayakora ay shatona. Yakira an shata. And so it is. Enjoy the expansion, my friends.